Happy 60th birthday. We just thought we would record this message, and Helen asked us to consider all of the great things you've done in your life, and we were thinking, and it's really quite remarkable that you've done absolutely nothing. It's actually difficult to do absolutely nothing
Really is.
in 60 years.
It's an accomplishment
in and of itself. But in all seriousness, if we know you've done a tremendous amount in all spheres of life, and if you've done nothing else other than make us happy by being in your company and living in our neighborhood and pimping us out for herring and schnapps every Shabbos, and just fusing us with brilliant hilarity and company, and being there for whatever we need. We wish you a happy 60th, many, many happy returns, and yeah.
Happy birthday, John.
We love you, and look forward to spending at least another 60 together.
Amen.
I am Dan, and I've known John for over 40 years. I think I'm one of John's best friends. I'm no Zalmi, but I think I'm in the top 20, so I am pretty happy about that. And of course, John is a very funny guy, and I would just like to say that I've enjoyed seeing John's sense of humor mature over the last 40 years. However, I can't say that because John's sense of humor is more or less frozen in time in the 8th grade. But in his defense, John was actually a very mature 8th grader. He carried aftershave and a Hot Wheels lunchbox when he got on the school bus. So, I think, all things considered, I think things have worked out pretty well. But while, of course, John is funny, John is also an extremely kind-hearted person, and John has actually devoted his entire career towards helping other people and helping people with long-term care needs. And anyone John comes in contact with, I think, sees what a caring and kind-hearted person John is, as well as being a very funny person. So it's quite a unique combination. And John, I'd just like to wish you a happy birthday and many more.
Hi everyone, this is Jude calling in from College Park, where because of the sins of our forefathers, it is currently 70 degrees in November. One of my favorite memories with my dad is when on one Pesach, right before Shabbat, we decided to go to the Intrepid, and we made our way up to the upper decks where most people don't end up going because at that point they're tired and they've already seen like the space shuttle or whatever. And so the only people left were us in my dad and I in the back, this tourist family from like the deep south in front of us, and then in front of them like a hardcore Haredi family. And I remember about 20 minutes into us walking through this like sort of exhibit on the upper deck, we just hear the daughter from that family go, "I just think their hair looks stupid," in reference to the Haredim in front of us. And I think that was just a beautiful moment to have shared with my father. So happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, my brother John. And now 3 John stories, vignettes of life with my brother. Vignette number 1. My parents are getting on an airplane with toddler John, when children under 3 were allowed to fly for free. So John was big for his age, and my mother was carrying on, and the stewardess said, "How old are you?" And John said, 5. And my mother was appalled and tried to explain that no, he really was the right age under. Then they ended up having to pay, and then when they got to their seat, John turned to Mom and said, "No, I was just kidding. I'm really only 3.
Happy birthday, John. It's almost impossible for me to tell just one story about you and my life, because pretty much most stories in my life you're involved in. You made Yeshiva High School bearable. We went on a really, I guess you could say, fun summer trip to Eastern Europe and Israel. We went to college together. We live near each other on the Upper West Side, and we sat and we discussed our father's aging together at the Ring House. I don't know what else I could say except to thank you for being such an incredible friend who always made me laugh and always made me feel good about myself. Recently, I was going through a box of just random stuff, and I found a list of things people like about me that you had sent me. I think I was feeling down, and you felt bad for me, and you composed this list. Some of it was funny, some of it was serious, but all of it was meant from love. John, you are an incredibly kind person with a huge heart and a lot of fun to be with. I'm so grateful that I got to share so many of life's adventures, both good and bad, with you. Your friendship is so meaningful to me, and I love watching how happy you are and what a great life you've made with Helen and your children and your grandchild. Happy 60th. Can't believe we're so old, but maybe share 60 more together. Love you very much.
Happy birthday. My memory is of when Dad took me to go get a toy from Toys R Us. I must have been 6 years old, and we just moved to Teaneck. And he gave me two options. He said, you can either buy these like bike wheel decals that you put, like Hello Kitty decals that you put on the wheels of your bike, or I can get these like mermaid hands for our inflatable pool backyard. But he was like, you should probably get the bike decals because they'll last you a much longer time. And I said, go to hell, I want the mermaid flippers for the inflatable pool in the backyard. And I got them, and there's photo evidence of me wearing the mermaid flippers and goggles in the backyard. And that was a really good memory.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Love you.
Love you.
Hi, Jonathan, or Jonathan, as I prefer to call you. I'm taking this opportunity to wish you a very happy entry into your 7th decade at your 60th birthday. And as the person who has known you the longest in your life, except for your other sister, Ellen, I've seen you through all your other decades and all the other passages in your life. And I can say with certainty that you are a wonderful person who is loving and devoted and generous and funny and irreverent, if not a little crazy at times, but it keeps us all on our toes. So I hope you're having a wonderful birthday celebration, and I love you and hope to see you soon.
John, how's it going? Assalamu alaikum. بدي أقول لك عيد ميلادك سعيد. Happy birthday from Abu Dhabi. I wish I was there, man. I also wish you could do this for me because I can't make it funny without you. Talk to you later.
John, I didn't want to be remiss and not be part of your video for your big birthday. But I feel very pressured because I know you a long time, and every time you speak, I have to prepare myself with tissues because I'll be crying. I don't have any puppets, I don't have any props, but I just want to say that we have known each other actually for 41 or 42 years or something like that. And it's always been just great fun being your friend, and a pleasure being with you, being with Helen, watching you raise your children and dogs and chickens and rabbits. And I love you, and I wish you the happiest birthday ever. And I have nothing pithy to say, but okay, bye.
I've gotten to the age where I don't remember all that many things, but I do remember going to Washington with Helen. I went to see the monuments, and she went to see the museums. Obviously, we don't have that same interest. And we met up afterwards in the car to eat dinner and then to drive back to New York. We did this all in like 24 hours. And I said, how was it, Helen? And she said, oh, it was great. There's this huge line at an exhibit I wanted to see. And then luckily I saw John Shankman in line So that's a memory I have of John and Helen. But I have lots of memories of John. Me coming to Park Slope for Shabbos to annoy John and play with my niece and nephew. At the time, they were only 2. Thank you so much, John, for letting me barge into your life all those many years. I hope I continue to barge into your life. Thank you for making my sister so incredibly happy. You're the best. I mean, almost the best. Milty's the best, but you're pretty good. Happy birthday. I can't believe you're only 60. I mean, what I mean is, I can't believe you're 60. You look like you're 39. Sorry we can't be there, but we love you. We appreciate you. And again, you are hilarious. I love your posts, and we love you. Happy birthday.
Hey everybody, and happy birthday to my dad. I wanted to share a short but sweet story that I hold very fondly in my heart. I want to preface it by saying that something that my dad's always lived by is just trying to make people laugh and smile. No matter the situation he's in, no matter the situation they're in, he just wants to make sure everybody's happy and has a smile on their face. He even lives by this phrase. It was either said by Groucho Marx or Stalin or someone of that stature. It went something like, it doesn't matter that everybody laughs, it matters that the right people laugh. And when I think of that phrase, I really think of this one story. We were in Florida for vacation, and we were going to some restaurant. It was a busy weekend night, and there was this 16-year-old Jewish, very nervous girl waiting the tables for the restaurant, and she was just, like all over the place trying to make sure all these families were happy. And she comes to us and says, your table will be ready in a minute. Sorry, we're just, getting it ready. We're cleaning it off. And my dad looks at her and says, oh, it's okay. We'll take it dirty. And she just gives him this blank stare for 3 seconds and was like, just give us a minute, okay? And then ran back inside, not realizing he was joking. And it didn't faze him at all. He just, in fact, he laughed, and we laughed too. And the reason I hold it so fondly is because I think that he thinks that we're the right people. And I hold that right here to this day. And it also cemented the fact that I want to live by that phrase the rest of my life and teach it to my children, teach my great-grandchildren. And it's something I just want to live by, is always try to make the right people laugh. I learned that from you, Dad. Thank you, and I love you.
Me too. John is a teenager. I was dating somebody, Ed Mann, who came down for New Year's Eve weekend. And John, as a teenager, actually had an invitation to a New Year's party. And my parents were going out for a New Year's party. And my sister was going out for a New Year's party. So I thought I would do something terribly romantic and stay home. And I spent all day trying to cook this amazing dinner with a duck that fell too. And John, on his way out to his party, understood that he was leaving Ed and me alone. So he canceled his party plans, stayed home, sat down on the couch between us the entire night, and ate the duck.
Happy birthday, Dad. Happy birthday to the best father ever. I still remember when we would play in the living room and I would pretend I had a football and try to run through your arms, and then you would stop us from hitting the couch. Good times. We should try doing that again. The big 6-0, big day. We love you. We're very, very proud, and I am very proud to be your son, and just so happy that and so lucky that you get to be my father and I get to be your son. And we're looking forward to many more years with you, many more years of happiness, and many more opportunities to have lemon hummus at dinner.
It's swell.
It's very swell. Happy birthday.
John, this is part 2 of my video, because after I sent my dopey happy birthday message, I thought of all the times that we have shared over the years, and I want to highlight a few. I also want to mention that right now, I work in Washington Heights, and where you can get a car wash on every corner or go to the barber shop. Not exactly sure what else is going on out there, but in any event. So back from our ski trip to Deer Park, Colorado. I can't remember. Winter Park, Colorado, which you organized so beautifully. And I got to see you in your nightshirt that was very fun. And we skied together, and it was really a highlight of my college years, I gotta say. John, Helen, I don't know if you know this, but John had like a little harem at Barnard, and these girls loved him. And he basically counseled them on bulimia most of the time, and anorexia, I think. A few times, I can't remember what else happened with those girls, but funny things. I'm sure that I haven't known you quite as long as Sarah, but I've known you for longer than I've known most of the people in my life. So I think that counts as a pretty solid friendship. I want to wish you again a very happy birthday. And I have to confess that this one time in college when we were in Kosher Delight or Deluxe, and somebody was mean, somebody at our party was mean to someone at the counter, and you wrote an apology letter to Murray Uberfeld, and you gave it to me and asked me to mail it. And I didn't mail it. And now that I have this crazy history with Murray, I'm not so sorry that I didn't mail it. I apologize to you though, because I know that it meant a lot to you, and I just want to come clean about that. Love you, John.
Hey John, it's your cousin Aaron with a little happy birthday video. I just wanted to send along a couple of random memories from when we were very young that I thought might bring a smile to your face on this great 60th birthday, this milestone birthday, and also just give you a sense for the long sweep of your life so far, and you're just approaching middle age. So that's wonderful. My little random memories are from when we were like 9 years old, 7 years old, and like 12 years old. And these are my memories. You had a hat rack in your bedroom as a child in Woodside, in Silver Spring, that had all kinds of crazy cool hats from different occupations and cultures. And it was probably my first window into how sophisticated you were as a little kid and what a great imagination and props you had. But I fondly remember the hat rack. I also remember that you used to come during the summer and visit your family, Aunt Dot. You would come and visit Uncle Sonny and Aunt Barbara, and we went to dinner. Once you and I, Uncle Sonny and Aunt Barbara took us out to dinner like two, young men at the Fiddler or some version of that horrible kosher restaurant in Memphis, and we had a great time. I remember during that era, you had a song you used to like to sing about a farmer, and the pivot point of the song, and I don't remember this, and if you do, maybe you can sing it for me on your birthday, but the pivot point was something like, honey, we're losing money, and honey, we're making money. And it had something to do with chickens, raising chickens, breeding chickens, something like that. That's yet another fond memory I have, was you singing that song, and you had a way of saying it, something like honey, we're losing money. It was kind of like an Elvis way of doing it. And then finally, my big memory was at Camp Baron Hirsch, when you and I were roommates, and of course I fell asleep and locked you out, and you couldn't get in, and you and others were banging on the door like there was no tomorrow. And then Leonard Lubin, Olav Shalom, had a wife, Deanna, who was very cool and very acrobatic and gymnastic, and I think she ended up climbing up over the balcony and getting into the bedroom from the sliding door, which was, again, at this Holiday Inn University in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and then she opened the door from the inside and allowed you in. Anyway, those are a few memories from our childhood that I hope, as I said, will bring a smile to your face on this big day. You could tell your kids about kind of the wild, cool childhood you had and your cool cousin, Aaron. And with that, I'm just going to close with a quick happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you.
Go. Mazel tov on this wonderful occasion. We've done a special decoration for you because we're not able to be with you. And we've done fall flowers, and we've done happy birthday signs, and we've got a shaky to wish you happy birthday all the way from Toronto.
Congratulations on reaching this incredible milestone. May your 60th birthday be filled with love and laughter and all the joy that your heart can control and hold. Wishing you a fantastic 60th birthday, John. May this special day be an absolute celebration of all the amazing moments that John and I have shared with you since beginning to get to know you 6 years ago, and the bond that we've built over these years, and especially enjoy your day with our gorgeous little grandson, Yeshaya. I know that a person between 50 and 59 is called a quinquagenarian, if I'm saying that correctly, and a person between 60 and 69 is now called a sexagenarian. Continue for the first 3 letters of the word, for goodness. And now definitely over to you.
I don't know what I can say to beat that, but you know what, I just want to express hakaras hatov to you and your family for knowing you and for being part of our lives and for helping us bring the beautiful light of Yeshua into us. You know what to say. When I think of you, I think of MS, I think of sincerity, I think of consistency,
Laughter.
and laughter, and
absolutely.
an amazing sense
Beautiful
of humor
sense of humor.
that's second to none. I'll never forget the speech at our kids' wedding as a signal, and the welcoming that you've given us into your life and family. So,
especially you and Helen.
Especially you and Helen. Yeah, but I just thought I'd got some memorable 60th birthday quotes that that might ring for you. So first of William Shakespeare, when with mirth and laughter, let old wrinkles come. And I think that's something we should have more of together, especially in times like this. Birthdays are good for you, and the secret of staying young is to live honestly, eat slowly, and to lie about your age. And hopefully we'll all be able to do just a little bit more of all that as we celebrate lots of years until May of Esrim, till 120, and hopefully with peace and good times for you, for all our family, and for all Klal Yisrael. Happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday, and Mazel Tov.
I think everybody has heard my first memory of John. I was at a New Year's party. It was in Rena Liebtag's apartment. And I walked in not realizing that that was the day that my life would change. Anyway, so I walk into the party. The kitchen is on the right. And I peek in, because I think Rena was there, and to say hi, and there's this adorable boy who's on his knees in front of the oven, wearing oven mitts. He was wearing a suit and a shirt and a bow tie and glasses, and he was adorable. So I said hello, I was introduced, and I ran into the other room and asked somebody, who is that cute boy in the kitchen? And I was immediately told, sorry, Helen, he's taken. I was, of course, crushed, but it was within the next few years, we saw each other on and off at different people's lunches, so I got to see him some more. He continued being adorable, those beautiful blue eyes and the beautiful face, and I was fortunate enough to end up as his wife. Anyway, John, sweetie, thank you for all the beautiful memories and the great life. You are the smartest, steadiest, handsomest, funniest. Did I say funniest twice yet? Man, I know. And I'm incredibly fortunate to be spending my life with you. I love you.
Vignette number 3. John was learning for his bar mitzvah parsha being tutored by Ori Landisman. And my mother, in consultation with Aunt Helen, who dictated everything for what was going to be, kept changing the date. And my mother didn't understand that every time she changed the date for the bar mitzvah, it actually changed the parsha, until Ori Landisman finally went to my mother and said, John is having so much trouble learning the parsha, enough, you can't keep changing it. And that's how John finally got to learn and learn Parshat Toldot. Happy birthday, John. Love you.
Happy birthday to you.